This is my pet hamster named Elsa.
And this is a terrarium filled with all her favorite food. The only problem is she's only ever lived in a pet store her entire life. So to earn that food, she'll have to rely on her raw instincts and pure survival skills to make it all the way through this 5-part obstacle course. And I promise by the end of this video, the way you see hamsters will change forever. Starting with the dig test, where she will have to burrow down to continue the obstacle course. The moment she's placed in, it's clear she has other ideas. Within seconds, she's biting through my tape wall, carving herself an exit. When she escapes, I return her to the start for another attempt. This time, she begins digging. There we go. And remember, she has only dug in paper before. Almost there. Incredible. And trust me when I say she is only getting started. Now for her next challenge, the sniff test. I've secretly buried a seed just beneath the surface that she'll have to rely on nothing but her nose to find it. I've also specifically put it in this corner so the radius of the smell can trick her into thinking it's in the other corners. Keep in mind, this hamster has lived entirely off artificial food her whole life, so these instincts have never once been used until now. She enters and immediately gets to work, as if she already knows that food is somewhere in this room. Her instincts are there. She moves from corner to corner with her nose low, smelling the air. Then she hits it. The radius of the scent, but it's too weak, and she is not convinced. So she moves on, and there it is, the right corner, making the seed magically disappear. So from a store-bought hamster, very impressive. Moving on, we have the escape room. The goal is simple: get through the door. The only catch is a piece of cardboard I'm hot gluing shut, and whether she pushes, chews, or forces her way through is completely up to her. The escape room itself is a simple box, but I've thrown in a few red herrings to see if they will throw her off. For context, Elsa has been escaping her cage this entire video, climbing to the top and breaking out. We've covered it with tape, but she chews right through it. The cage is enclosed at this point, and she still gets out every single time. The moment she was in, she smelled everything. The green beads, the Nerf bullets, the red bowl, she checked them all, including the gap at the bottom of the cardboard door. Just enough room for her to sink her teeth into, and the second she realized that, she went for it. One tug and it nearly took the whole wall with it, but the door held, so she went deeper. No strategy, just pure adrenaline. Eventually, she burned herself out and went back to scanning the room. That's when the red food bowl caught her attention again, and instead of ignoring it, she had a different idea. She wedged herself underneath it, started shoving it toward the wall, and got surprisingly close to flipping it over. She was trying to use it as a step stool to climb up and over the wall. I didn't even think of that. I also once tried looking for my phone while it was in my hand, so maybe I'm not the best benchmark. But once she realized it was taking too long, she went back to biting, and this time she meant business. Elsa was going to war with this cardboard, wrenching her little body upside down to get a better angle, trying every grip she could find. She was relentless. And just like that, she's passed. After 8 minutes of trying, she escaped. Great job, Elsa. Next up is the food challenge. The setup is simple. 2 piles of seed are scattered around the room, and all she has to do is find them, stuff as many as she can in her cheek pouches, and carry them all the way back to her house to deposit them. Once she does that, I'll open up the door to the next obstacle. She starts off, and to no one's surprise, she smelled the food instantly. No surveying this room this time. She beelined straight for the first pile like she's been starved for a week, which for the record, she wasn't. And then she started loading up. She just kept going. Seed after seed, her little cheeks getting bigger and bigger, until she looked less like a hamster and more like a fluffy white tennis ball. Once she was satisfied with the first pile, she walked over to the second one and somehow found room for more. I don't know where it was all going. I don't think she knows either, but she doesn't care. After vacuuming the second pile, she went home. Wild hamsters travel up to 5 miles a night foraging for food. Elsa has to travel 2 feet back to her house. And once she made it home, she churned her cheeks inside out. You rarely ever see this. Great job again, Elsa. And on to the final challenge. The digging, the smelling, the escaping, the foraging, every single instinct she has unlocked today all comes down to this one moment. If Elsa can locate and take down a live grasshopper, there is no question in my mind that she is built not only to survive in her new home, but to dominate it. Elsa enters the room and starts scanning, but not too long after, she spots it. She's frozen. This was genuinely her first time ever seeing live prey. She lowered herself and began to creep forward, and the grasshopper launched itself across the room. Elsa left, too scared, and walked straight out. Now here's what I didn't tell you. The people at the pet store told me Elsa already tried escaping her metal cage, and not just tried because she chewed a hole straight through it. And this grasshopper is making her look lost. Let that sink in. But quitting has never been in Elsa's vocabulary. So she comes right back. Every time Elsa closed in, the grasshopper exploded in a different direction. Again, and again. At one point, it did a clean backflip over her head. For a few minutes, this tiny insect had her completely figured out, and I started to genuinely wonder if I had underestimated the wrong animal. Time to take away its advantage. The box was too big, so I moved them into a smaller container. No more open ground, just the two of them with nowhere to go. What followed was the most intense stare down. Completely still and locked in. Then the grasshopper started walking toward Elsa, climbing right on top of her like it owned the place. And Elsa just let it happen. She waited, and the second that grasshopper jumped on top of her again, Elsa made it clear that was a mistake. She went straight for the head. The grasshopper tried to escape, but Elsa was faster, ripping it to pieces. Great work. And now that I know Elsa is fully prepared for her natural terrarium, her life is about to change forever. This is her new home, a real terrarium filled with everything she could ever want. Her favorite foods and space to actually live. Within minutes, she's burrowing underground, carving out a space for herself and her food. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe as this is a new channel and it would mean the world to me.